Hello students, I am Rupa. I hope everyone is doing well. I am here to talk about atomic structure, which is the chapter 4 in your chemistry textbook. In this chapter you will learn about the fundamental subatomic particles present in an atom: electrons, protons and neutrons, nucleus and extranuclear parts of an atom, atomic number and mass number, the combining capacity of elements. But in this video, let us talk only about atoms, discovery of atoms and about electrons. These seems to overwhelming, but don't worry, let us make it very simple and easy. So next thing is, what do you mean by an atom? So the atom means it's a building block of all types of matter. We know that Earth is made up of atoms. Atom of an element takes part in the chemical reactions. How? So these atoms together forms an element and take part in the chemical reactions, and therefore in science it becomes important to know about the atom and its structure. Here, and these atoms are very small, that is, which are not visible through our naked eyes. It actually an experimental proof about the existence of an atom, and they can even be seen through a very powerful electron microscopes. In ancient times, water, earth, fire, air, sky were thought to be the five fundamental elements. That means these are called Panchendriyas. But we know that an element is a pure substance made up of only one kind of atoms and have a definite set of properties. Maharishi Kanat's view on atom. Kanat was a great Indian philosopher. According to him, the matter consisted of indestructible particles called paranumbers. Here, the para means it's an ultimate. Ultimate means it is the minute particle, and rather the paranum, next to the paranum there is nothing else. It is a very small and a least thing. So he called this paranum is an ultimate, and whereas anu means it's a particle. So it's a paramanu does not exist in the free states. Rather, it combines with other paranumbers to form a bigger particle. That means here what the theory now says here, the atom combines with another atom to form a bigger particle called as a molecule. And then next comes to the Democritus. He called paranum as an atom. The Greek word atom is a Greek word. The meaning is indivisible. Next comes to the Dalton's theory. Dalton's atomic theory. In 1808, John Dalton, an English scientist, described the atom as the smallest particle, exhibiting all the properties of a particular atom. So, according to the Dalton's atomic theory, so what are the properties? Let us study one by one. The matter consists of a very small and individual particles called atom. So, already we studied that the entire earth is made up of matter. That is, the matter consists of atoms. The matter is made up of different kinds of atoms. So, the next one is atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed, so that it cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed. The atoms of an element are identical in all respects, that is size, mass, density, chemical properties, but they differ from atom to other elements. Here it's not restricted. All the atoms of all elements exhibit the same size, same mass, density, chemical properties. So for example, atom of an ion exhibits a different size, mass, density when compared to the atom of an carbon. So each element has its own size, mass, density and chemical properties. Atoms of an element combine in small numbers to form the molecule of that element. So that means already we know that atoms together combine to form an element. So atoms of element combine with the atoms of another element in a simple whole number as a ratio to form the molecules of compound. Here, what does it say? Atoms of one element combine with atoms of another element to form a molecule of in compounds, molecules of compounds. So the next one is the last one, the atoms are the smallest unit of matter. They take part in the chemical reactions during which only rearrangement of atoms takes place. Here, what does the Dalton theory says? So here, the chemical reactions, in the chemical reaction, what does it change? Here, only the rearrangement, he says that rearrangement of atoms takes place. While the chemical reaction, only the arrangement of atoms takes place. Children, the latest research works about the atoms have proved that most of the features of the Dalton's atomic theory are incorrect. But Dalton was right that atoms made up of part in a chemical reactions. Now, so now we studied all about the theory of the atom, discovery of the atom. Now, see, we know that still the atom can be divided. That means what? Still more fundamental particles are there. And now let's study about the fundamental particles, subatomic fundamental particles of atoms and the early models of matter. Here, the atoms are made up of three main subatomic particles. They are electrons, protons and neutrons. Here children, you can observe the diagram here. Diagram shows, see, the protons and neutrons which are inside the nucleus, and then the electrons, you may observe it is denoted by E, symbol E. So these are called electrons. Okay, so these are about the main subparticles of subatomic fundamental particles of atoms. Here in this atomic particles, it says that the protons has the positive charge and the electrons has the negative charge. So what is the existence of subatomic particles was proved by the electrically neutral, because here the positive charge of the proton and electric charge of the electron, negative charge of the electron combines to form, it neutralizes, actually it neutralizes, and hence the atom is a neutral. This shows that atom is a neutral. Now the discovery of electrons. So already we know about the fundamental particles are electrons. How does these electrons come into existence? Who discovered actually this one? Here the William Crookes, a British scientist, has performed an experiment to study the phenomenon of electric discharge through gases. So for this he used a discharge tube. Children, you can observe the discharge tube here. So that this is called a discharge tube. He used this discharge tube, and this discharge tube is filled with it's a glass tube actually. It is sealed on both the ends with the metal plates. So it consists of gas with a very low pressure of 0.01 millimeter of mercury. So rays were emitted from the negative terminal called cathode. He called these rays as a cathode rays. He called these rays as cathode rays. And next comes to the J.J. Thomson's work of cathode rays. So the J.J. Thomson studied the cathode rays, the characteristics of the cathode rays, and the cathode rays consist of negatively charged particles called electrons. He proved this one actually. So how he proved? He proved by an experiment. This experiment is known as J.J. Thomson's experiment. An electric field was applied in the path of the cathode rays in the discharge tube. You may see that through the diagram here. Okay, the here electric field is applied means the current is supplied there, so that you can see that the rays are deflected towards the towards the positive plate of an electric field. Here you may see the rays are deflecting towards the positive plate of the electric field. This showed that the cathode rays were negatively charged. When a magnetic field was applied in the path of the cathode rays, the magnetic field is applied to the path of the cathode rays. They were again deflected in the direction in which moving the negative charge would be deflected. So that this proved that the cathode rays contained negatively charged particles called electrons. So this is the we can come to the conclusion that he proved that the J.J. Thomson, the scientist who proved that the electrons have a negative charges. So what are the properties actually? What are the properties of these electrons? Electrons are an integral part of atoms. That means integral part means what here? It's an electrons are an important parts of all atom. Important part of an atom. Next, its properties are independent of the nature of the gas in the discharge tube. So, I said, so atoms of an element is different from the atoms of another element. So, its character, its nature is decided by the electrons of the gas which has been filled in the discharge tube. An electron, the next one, an electron has a definite mass and it carries the definite electric charge. So, electron has definite mass. It has mass. It has a particular quantity of a definite mass and also it has a definite electric charge. Already we know that electrons are negative, it carries a negative charge. So, it has a definite electric charge. So, ion has a definite electric charge. Element of each electron has its own definite electric charge. Next, the mass of an electron has been found to be 1 by 1837 of the mass of an hydrogen atom. That is 9.108 into 10 to the power of minus 28 grams. Here that means what? For each and every electron, so the mass of each and every electron is compared to the mass of an electron of an hydrogen atom. So the electron of an hydrogen atom is 1 by 1837 grams. Okay, so its next one, its charge is 1 unit negative charge, 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. So, and an electron, finally, the electron is denoted by a symbol called e to the power of minus 1 e to the power of 0. Here, the 0 represents its mass and minus 1 represents the negative electrical charge.
I hope everyone understood the concept of atom and electrons, its discovery and their properties.